Do you know what standing too close to an elephant means? It is used when you experience something in which you are so personally involved that it's impossible for you to see the full picture. The analogy in that sense means that if you stand too close to the elephant, you cannot see the elephant at all. And if I were to use an analogy to describe Firewatch, it would be this one. Firewatch is the story about Henry, a guy accepting the job to take a break from a complicated situation he has with his wife. What caught me about this game were two things. The first one is how they tell the story, and you can see that right from the start. The blurred colors, the noises on the background, the sweet music and the choices of words. The more you read, the harder it gets not to picture what is happening. This is just a start and it's a perfect window to the rest of the game. You spend the entire game talking to Delilah. She's the second main protagonist of the story, and yet the developers never show you how she looks like. Your imagination plays a big role. They'll give you an idea, but you are the one filling the blanks. And the game constantly does this.
Look, I'm sorry. Can you hold that thought? No, I don't think he has any idea.
Who was that?
Who is who?
I don't think he has any idea. What was that? Were you talking about me?
After someone broke into your tower, you cannot shake the feeling that someone is lurking in the shadows. You almost feel paranoid about this. That's the second thing that does best. It's how it makes you feel. One of the more prominent feelings is paranoia. I will not get too much into details since there are a lot of people who talked about this. But briefly, for the entire game you are paranoid that someone is doing a research on you too. This fear gets more tangible as you find more proof along the way about this conspiracy. But nothing of it was really true. You make this up in your mind. There was just a guy listening to you. He didn't want you to discover an accident that happened with his kid.
You can't blame me for keeping an eye on you. Not after bumping into you back in May. Down by the cave, for croc's sake.
Then the game sort of ends. Or at least that's what it feels like. There's a missing piece to the puzzle that a lot of people missed. Just like the conspiracy, the relationship you have with Delilah, it's all made up in your mind. You see, Delilah never cared about you. Allow me to build my case. On the report of the guy who listened to her for a long time, it says that she has multiple lovers despite the fact that she is in a relationship.
It says that you and your boyfriend are still together.
What? We're not. They're messing with us.
You believe it at first since there are a lot of other problems, but if you look closely you might catch that she tells you that she does lies often.
Good. I spent all day getting you that radio. I hiked to a cash box, lied to a ranger, lied to another ranger. I filed a report that said that neither of us ever talked to or saw those girls, the ones that went missing a few weeks back.
What? Why would you do that? I told you to say the minimum and just keep it vague.
I got a call because someone thought a kid was up in Two Forks. I lied and just said it was Ned.
It's not crazy to believe that she did lie to you since she did it with her sister for over 10 years.
When he came back, he left me. I came out here, I lied and told my sister he fucked our neighbor. I've just lied about it for over 10 years.
This changes when the kid's body gets found by Harry.
You should have told someone he was out here.
Just stop. Okay, I know.
Maybe he would have...
Henry, you insensitive shit. You don't think I know he'd be alive if it weren't for me? And I fucking know it's my fault.
From her point of view, this is a stepping stone for her. She starts to reevaluate her behavior.
God, it would have been so easy to tell the truth and have him sent home.
In the end, she leaves purposely before you. It's not a coincidence that she tells you she has some business in Casper.
Look, I've got some things to do in Casper.
The same place where his boyfriend lives.
I was with this guy, Javier. He was a driller down in Casper.
Now you may ask, okay, so Delilah didn't care about me and there were no conspiracy. But why the ending feels so abrupt and sudden? Well, Firewatch is about escapism, which basically is the tendency to seek distraction and relief from unpleasant realities, especially by seeking entertainment or engaging in fantasy. Henry is avoiding the fact that his wife is ill. Even at the start of the game, Delilah calls you to tell you what you are escaping from.
So, what's wrong with you?
Excuse me?
People take this job to get away from something. So, what's wrong?
So Henry, represented by you, envisioned for himself the story of love and conspiracy. The ending of the game feels wrong because you feel just like Henry at this point. Nothing of what you experienced brought you anywhere. There were no conspiracy, there were no relationship, nothing really changed, and you still have to face reality. You are right back at the start, if not even further back. Taking an example, the analogy I used earlier, it's only when you step back from the elephant that you can see the full picture. And then you are able to see all the points cleverly left by the developers. And you can see the line that you draw for yourself. The story you built. Do not face reality. Just like Harry. Oh, yeah, by the way, she's Delilah.